What's up everybody, hope you're having a great day. It's another day, another video, and in this video I'm gonna show you how dancers like you and I can keep traveling to our festivals, keep going to dance events, keep going to dance weekends, and how we can stay in shape and even lose weight without ever needing to count our calories. What I'm teaching you is something that's gonna be long-term if you learn how to master it. So before we look into our watch right there, I need you to remember that there are 3 types of macros and 4 categories. Macros: protein, carbohydrates, fats. Inside of carbohydrates, however, you have both starchy carbohydrates, which is bread, pasta, rice, potato, oats, cereals, banana, all of those things. And then on the other side, you have your fibrous carbohydrate, which is the legumes, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, spinach, etc., etc., etc. Those 2 things, and then of course you have your protein, which is your meats, your fish, your tempeh, your tofu, your burgers, whatever the case may be, and then you have your fats, which is obviously your avocados, all your oils, nuts, etc., etc. If you want to know more about this and you want a full list and an additional meal plan to that, make sure to download my free ebook. It's right here under somewhere. Now, here we go. If you want to know the perfect plate, you need to remember these things. It's 9 o'clock and 9:20. Those are the 2 times you need to remember because they will stay with us. And you want to divide this plate into, it's also a reversed P sign, that's how I remember this. You want to divide your plate in protein, starchy carbohydrates, and your fibrous carbohydrate. With that being said, if you want to gain some muscle mass, you obviously need to be in a caloric surplus, which means that the starchy carbohydrates that are very caloric dense, pasta, bread, like I said, those are very caloric dense, which means that they are, put it here. So the starchy carbohydrates are high in calories. The fibrous carbohydrates are low in calories. And then the protein are obviously the building blocks. You cannot build muscles, you cannot burn fat without your proteins. They are super important. So if you have all of these knowledge that we just have, this is a perfect plate for you who wants to build muscles. But again, don't build food mountains. It's not what we're looking on. We don't want a plate that looks like a spaceship. It's not a spaceship with this being starchy carbohydrates. This is not what I'm looking for. Even if it's divided into starchy, to protein and fibers, this is not, I'm not trying to build a spaceship right here. We're building, keep it moderation, right? So with this being said, what I need you guys to do, if you're serious about knowing your nutrition, is that once you're home, once you've done your meal prep, you can measure this once. Weigh your food once. Calculate your macros in one of these plates once, because then you know approximately, right? Then you know approximately how much protein, how much starchy carbohydrates, how much fibrous carbohydrates do I actually need in my plate. Now, what I want you to do, if you want to cut weight, which means that you are trying to lose body fat, but you still want to keep your muscles, is that all of these takes a step. Which means that we now have our protein here, we now have our starchy here, and we now have our fibrous here. Because, like I said, the fibrous carbohydrates, legumes, etc., etc., all of those things, broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, all of those, they will make you feel full, a lot less full, even though they are low in calories. But if you look at your starchy carbohydrates, they're doing the complete opposites. They're high in calories, but the feeling is very low. So keep the protein, build muscles. Now, the red plate is for you guys who wants to cut. Now, if you come over here with me, here you have two examples of what I just said. Guess which one in your head real quick, which one is for bulking and which one is for cutting. Bulking, cutting. Why? Even though chicken is a lot less calorie dense than ground beef, we still have quinoa here. We have the starchy carbohydrates that are taking up a lot more space than the starchy carbohydrates on this side, right? On this, here we have obviously protein, fibrous carbohydrate, and your starchy carbohydrates. With this being said, you might be thinking, where is the fat, Sebastian, where's the fat? Don't worry about it. I've cooked this inside of some olive oil. You can always add some avocado on the side. The fat is not what's going to make you fat unless you are hibernating and just eating tons and tons of basil nuts or whatever the case may be. This is for cutting, this is for bulking. Very simple concept. Understand this plate, and as you can see, it's not a food mountain here. They're very easy. It's not a spaceship that's trying to fly away. So how this is working for me is that I meal prep a lot, so I do tons of food. I know my plates, so I know when I'm having one of these chicken plates, because I measured it once, I know approximately how much it is. And because when I'm having one of these plates, I know approximately how much it is, because I did the macros once. Do it once, understand it, know it, apply this when you're out traveling. And as always, by dancers for dancers, and I'll see you in the next video.